are you in a position to confirm an 11 for tomorrow yet?
Yeah, we have one change. The off-spinner, Sinclair, comes in for Moti.
What's the thinking behind that change?
Obviously off-spinner, we just say we try, go off-spin, instead of left-hand spinner.
Does he offer you a bit more batting, perhaps, more of an all-rounder as well?
No, I think Moti obviously is capable with the bat as well. But as I said, the off-spin option, we say we'll go with this. And obviously he's a very capable cricketer, in totality.
And does it also have to do with the fact that you don't expect to use a lot of spin? Like we've seen pink ball tests go this way and the other. So
yeah, I think the spin is always important. To be on the, 3 runs and over is always important. So yeah, I think it's the balance you need. Obviously, pacer, especially at night, bowl a lot. But I always think the spin is important in the 11.
Did you guys feel like you got close to really seizing that match round away last week?
I mean, we didn't bat well, so it was always been tough. We did great to bowl them on the 300, but we didn't put runs on the board, so it was always tough. And obviously they're world class at that. And it's important for us to get runs on the board. Then that will put us better in the game.
was it the tempo of the innings as a batting group that you guys struggled to get going playing? I mean, you seem to get stuck in different parts during that both innings actually.
I think our run rate was okay. We just lost wickets in clusters, especially in that second innings. We lost a number of wickets quite fast, and that put us under a lot of pressure. So we had some discussions. We obviously have to learn as international batsmen, and we look to do much better in this game.
Do you think this?
Sorry, no, I just see there's a thing that you're wearing the badge for your parents. I'm assuming.
My grandparents.
And your grandparents, like it's special something.
Yeah, they're special to me. I never leave them. It's a couple of years they passed away, but I never leave home without them. So they'll be forever with me.
The pitch out here, do you think it's going to be a good cricket wicket? Last year, the test against South Africa last season finished inside 2 days, but this pitch isn't meant to be hold as many terrors for batters as last summer's did. What do you make of it from what you've seen?
It looks good. It looks good, to be honest. I never played here, so it's pretty tough for me to say how it would play, but it does look good. We hope it plays well.
It could be good for you. It's been a bowling friendly wicket. The bowlers are your strength. That could play into your hands a little bit too.
Yeah, I mean, if it offers, that'd be nice. But I think the first game is gone. I think as bowlers, we got to follow that up. Again, and I believe once we put the ball in the right areas, we could do well as a bowling unit once again.
You talked about
your experiences just facing all different batters say different things. Steve Smith said he finds it easier to pick at night and rather than during the day. What has it been like for you?
Well, starting for me is as you open a new ball is quite tough. I find the ball is obviously it's a bright pink as well, so it takes a few balls to get familiarized with it. But for sure during the day it doesn't go as much. So yeah, it's always nice to bat in the day, in my opinion, as an opener, and then as time goes on, it gets easier.
Are you a fan overall of pink ball cricket? You don't get to play much of it these days.
Yeah, I think that's the main problem. We don't play a lot of it, so it's like it's tough to become a fan if you don't play a lot. If it's like one in every 2 years, because we obviously accustomed to red ball and even white ball in one-day cricket. So yeah, it's just far apart.
Training later tonight. Have you had many later sessions under the lights this week in between LA?
No, this is the first one we will have. So we got to make use of it, and it's just getting familiarized with the ball. It's still a hard ball. Sometimes it could be a bit harder, but once you get familiar with that color and stuff coming at you in the outfield and stuff, we should be good.
What do you, when you've got a group of young batters who have had their first experience last week, found it tough, Kirk showed some good signs, what do you do in a short turnaround with those young players? Is there a balance between imparting too much information on them in a short space of time and letting them learn themselves, but also making sure they can learn from their mistakes?
Yeah, too much information is, could be confusing. But we had some discussions, and the main thing is they knew what they did to get here to score runs, and it's not changing from that. Obviously, the bowlers in Test cricket are better than like first class bowlers, but it's to give them the confidence to know that they can do it. So I mean, for me to them is they just believe you got the experience, you got the feeling of being out there playing against one of the best bowling attacks in the world. And most of the guys, they look comfortable at some periods. I mean, they didn't materialize in big runs, which you want. And obviously that's always the challenge now. When you bat longer, you go through a lot of periods where you got to fight. And at least it shows that they can get a job done, and they're just doing it now for long periods.
Was your the period where you put Australia under pressure with the ball, was the catching particularly pleasing for you? I know it was something you spoke about in the lead up when you were in Adelaide, had the importance of it. You did catch really well last week, that really good one from Justin close at slip. Is that a little tick that you can take from last week?
Yeah, I mean that was superb. I think we got to keep it up. You don't want to give batsmen, Australian batsmen or any great batsman in the world 2 chances, because they will make you count. So I think every chance that comes, and we take it, it puts us in a way better position. Bowlers, give them the confidence as well. So yeah, I was very happy, with that, and we just got to keep it up.
Great. Between this tour and the last tour, you top 3 in the all scored runs in Australian conditions. How important is it that you 3 stand up in this one? Is that where you see this game potentially being won and lost?
Well, I wouldn't say won or lost. I'm fully backing all the batsmen we have, but I do think, as the openers, it's very important to get a good start. It always makes it easier for the batsmen to follow. Obviously, the ball gets a little softer. They get to see how it's playing, watching it and stuff on TV as they sit and watch. So yeah, I really believe last year it helped us. Me and Shana Paul getting some partnerships, and that's what we're aiming to do. I think once we could build that foundation up top, that will help us, to make it easier for the batsmen to come.
A couple of the Aussies have COVID going around, they're batters. Does that change how you be maybe a bit aggressive with them because they might be under the weather?
No, that won't change anything. Sorry to hear that, though, obviously.
What about the weather forecast for the weekend? Is it pretty grim? Does that change your thinking in the way you play the game at all?
Not for me. Obviously, weather could always change, so we don't want to dig too deep in that. I think we just want to focus on, our roles as players, and obviously everything will take. If the rain comes, it comes. Can't control that.
Just on page now, it was very impressive last year or last summer when he came. He's played 2 tests and he's played 6 tests after that, got a big score. As someone who's opened the batting for a long time in Test cricket, how have you seen your development? Where do you think he is right now as a Test opener?
Obviously he started and he did well, and he's still doing decent. Obviously, first test he didn't get runs. I say one thing, opening the batting it's not easy. Your first match, so if you're out, you got to watch your whole innings, and if you're out twice, you got to do it twice. So mentally, when you sit in that dressing room, it's important you stay in that frame of mind to believe in yourself still. So obviously I'm here to encourage him and let him know that you're still 100% capable of doing well. And I think he's doing decent. Failing is a part of being a batsman. Obviously you fail way more times than you succeed. And then as an opener, it's just not an easy job. So I believe he has a lot of great things to offer for West Indies cricket, and it's just for him to keep learning. Keep learning every time you play, every time you bat, situations of the game, and I think he'll be good.
Thanks very much.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, no problem.